Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in and watching today's video. So I'm Kimberly and I am a fat loss nutrition coach and weight loss specialist with National Academy of Sports and Medicine. And I have my own business called Fat Loss Mom's Goal. And I want to talk to you today about diets and how they are affecting our health. And by diets, I'm referring to the whole diet culture in itself and what it's doing to destroy our metabolisms and our health. So let me explain. So when you go on a diet, right? When you go on a diet and your body starts losing weight rapidly from being on a really low calorie diet, you're not eating enough nutrients to support your body. For example, if you are eating 1,000 calories or even 1,200 calories a day, which by the way is the recommendation for a toddler to be eating. So if you are on that low of a diet, your body is not getting enough nutrients. Remember how cranky a toddler gets when they have barely eaten all day? So kind of let that sink in for a minute. So when you start those low calorie diets, your body actually starts trying to pull nutrients from other areas of your body, from fat, from muscle, from tissues, and even some from your brain. So it's super important that you are getting enough nutrients because long-term nutrition deficiencies can actually lead to serious health issues, such as Alzheimer's, or chronic headaches, sleep issues, osteoporosis, anxiety, depression, and a host of other illnesses and conditions. So when you lose weight rapidly because you're not eating enough nutrients to support your body, it can be very damaging. And maybe you don't see it at first, but you really are. So the number one thing I would like you to understand is that diets that are putting you in a super large deficit and you're losing weight rapidly, they're not doing you good. They're actually damaging your body, specifically your metabolism, your gallbladder. But the biggest thing is they're not sustainable for you. So it typically happens when you lose weight quickly, but you usually gain it back, right? And sometimes you gain even more back. And then you're in this constant, like, vicious cycle, right? Of losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight. And then when you lose weight too rapidly without sufficient nutrition, your body is forced to store fat and muscle and even organ and brain tissue to maintain its functions. But something else to think about is what happens when those are gone. So all this dieting stuff is actually damaging your metabolism, and it can definitely throw your hormones out of whack. And what else it's doing? It's actually it's really damaging your mind, your mental health. So what I see is a lot of clients that come to me, they now have nutritional deficiencies, and they also have eating disorders. And I'm not going to downplay or down talk a lot of these different diets that are out there. But something like keto, I don't recommend we do these things for long periods of time because, again, your body is not getting nutrients that it needs from a whole lot of other foods. So I would say if you're going to do something like that, make sure it's very short term under the supervision of a doctor, and that you are taking appropriate supplements while you're doing it. Or better advice is just don't do it at all. Because I'm sure you have Googled it and you're probably trying to avoid working with a registered dietitian or a nutritionalist. But guys, maybe you don't know this, but the internet is not the most reliable source. Maybe you did know that, but to completely change what you're eating around what someone is telling you on the internet, someone who is probably most likely trying to get you just to buy their product, it's just not the best decision to make. So, and that's the biggest reason that I branched out on my own, because you don't need diet food. You don't need packaged products. You don't need meal replacements. You don't need someone telling you how much food to eat in a day. You have a body and it actually signals you when you're hungry. But the diet industry, they don't want you to know that. But guess what? I do. I want you to learn to listen to your body, because it gives you clues every single day about what it needs. And so that's what I do. I teach women how to listen to their bodies and actually how different foods affect your metabolism and your blood sugar. And even if you're not diabetic, food still affects your blood sugar, which in turn affects your mood, your clarity, your energy, your cravings, and your hunger. So you need nutrients, and you need to be careful who you are listening to on the internet, because again, everyone wants to sell you something. So again, if you do decide to do a diet, do it short term, take it with supplements, and work with a nutritional coach or someone who is an expert in their field and really wants you to stay healthy and not end up with these huge deficiencies because again, that is what is happening. And the issues might not always show up right away, but after time, especially as we age, those deficiencies can lead to other serious illnesses such as Alzheimer's and chronic headaches and sleep issues, osteoporosis, all of those other illnesses and depression, things like that. So those are things that most people don't think about when they're dieting. They only think about the here and the now, and perhaps they want to lose weight or they wanted to fit into that bikini this summer. But guys, health is so much more than just about being skinny or your body being in shape. It's actually what's going on the inside. And I'm not saying that it's that it's wrong to want to feel comfortable in your own skin, because it's not. I'm definitely one who always wants to look my best. And I'm one that is always getting dressed right away in the morning. I'm doing my hair, I'm doing my makeup, even though I'm probably not even going to leave the house at all. I'm a stay-at-home mom. But I'm one that really, I just want to look my best at all times, because I know if I walk by the mirror during the day and I don't like what I see, I know, for me, that kind of sends me in a downward spiral if I'm not looking my best, if I'm not dressed, if I'm not wearing makeup, if I'm not just feeling good about myself. Feeding myself positive thoughts about the way I look, the way that I feel, that all has an effect on you. And even walking by the mirror and, doing that, that's a very negative effect on you. And so I know that if I get up in the morning and I do those things for myself, I am way more likely to eat better and just take care of myself when I'm actually doing things for me. So anyways, sorry about that, guys. I kind of go off on little tangents a lot. So I'm not a big advocate of diets, veganism, vegetarianism, unless it's for health reasons. Some people just can't eat meat, and I totally understand that. And honestly, I don't work with a lot of people on those diets because they are pretty restrictive. And again, restrictive usually means that you are not getting enough nutrients. So if you need to go vegan, if you need to go vegetarian for health reasons, I really suggest that you work with someone who is able to cater to you specifically, and help you get the proper nutrients if you do have to, do those diets. Because again, even those deficiencies are going to catch up with you when you're not getting enough essential vitamins and minerals. Again, the effect, it might not be immediately, but it's just a matter of time before they are going to surface. So fasting is another one. Detoxing. Now, fasting from breakfast is one thing, or 12-hour fast, going to bed at 8, getting up and eating breakfast at 8. Totally for that, giving your metabolism a break overnight, or even a 24-hour fast, for spiritual purposes. Great. I can totally see that. But for days, guys, we don't need to do that. We have a liver. And if your liver is working properly, it actually does all the detoxing for you. So despite what somebody tells you, you don't need to go on a 7-day juice cleanse, or you don't need to do any of that. You have a liver, and it's going to work for you just fine. Fasting for days, you're actually depleting your body of nutrients. And yeah, you're probably going to lose some weight. But what happens when you start eating again? You're going to gain it back. And then again, you're on this cycle and you're doing short-term diets. And again, it just keeps going and going and going. So please just hear me on this. Hear my heart. Find someone that actually knows what they're doing, what supplements you should be taking. I'm so concerned with these diets out there and the marketers. And honestly, guys, I'm so guilty also. And I'm guilty because I didn't take the time to educate myself. I took other people's word for it. I read it on the internet. But today, it's not good enough, guys. These marketers are good, and they want to sell you your health in a bottle or a box. And they make these claims that you're going to lose X amount of pounds, and you're going to be healthy, and you're going to sleep at night. And maybe you will. You just might lose some weight. But it's because your body is in a caloric deficit. That's why you're losing weight, not because of the magic products. Because in the end, when you go off those products, you're going to end up gaining your weight back, and possibly more, because now you're eating normal again, and you haven't actually learned anything. You've just learned how to be on this diet roller coaster ride, and you're messing up your metabolism. And so that's the biggest problem with these diets. Your metabolism will slow down to the point of you are hardly even eating anything. You're probably starving yourself all day. Your metabolism has adjusted. And so now 1,200 calories, that's not a diet anymore. So maybe you have to bump down to 800 calories or 1,000 calories a day. And you're not losing weight, right? And you're barely eating anything. And I'm telling you this because I see it all the time. And I was there too. And I'm not here to sell you a bunch of stuff you don't need. Yes, I sell a program. It is a 4-week metabolic reboot. There's not a lot of restrictions. We have a meal template on what to eat in order to repair our bodies. And the hope is at the end of the 4 weeks, you will see and you will feel different. And you will, because you're beginning to understand that your relationship with food, it doesn't have to be what it is. And because you're actually beginning to correct years and years of damage. So it's never too late, guys. I don't care how old you are. You can still get healthy. And it does start with one day that can lead to the next day. And by the end of the 4 weeks, you're actually replacing some of those bad eating habits with good ones. And, I just got a text this morning thanking me for allowing her to be a part of the program. And just already after 2 weeks, what a difference it has made for her. And yes, she's down a few pounds, and maybe you're going to lose some pounds too. Maybe you're not. And honestly, in the beginning, that's not the goal. The goal is to get you feeling better And then guess what? Weight loss, it will come. But this is also something that you can sustain long term. And why that is because you're not starving yourself and you're not depriving yourself. We actually have treat meals and nothing is off limits, really. So instead of the mentality of thinking, I can't have that, it's, I don't want that. Do you see the difference? So for me, this is about educating you and not selling you a product. And I love that old saying, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. And if you teach him how to fish, you'll feed him for a lifetime. Because even after buying supplements and products, so you've spent, $150, $200, you still don't know how to eat. And so diets, they don't always help you, right? And the internet is a free-for-all. Some of those people, they just have part of the picture, but again, they're most likely just trying to sell you something. They don't have the education about nutrition, so we just have to be super cautious. And honestly, sometimes dietitians can even be frustrating because they're bound by the government to give us the food pyramid and tell us how to eat according to that. And that's not exactly helpful either. So I take a more holistic approach by balancing your hormones first. And most women, they need support and they need encouragement. And there's such a gap in our industry and so much confusion. You go to Kaiser and they put you on a liquid diet. I mean, what's that? Sorry, tangent again. But I know you can see that I'm pretty passionate about nutrition, and I really just want others to feel like I do. Weight loss is great, but it's not at the expense of our health. There's so much more to it. Our mental health, our physical health, our emotional health. Some doctors, they just want to give you pills. They give them stuff when a lot of it can just be simply a nutrition deficiency. So what you really need is just good nutrition. So kind of like being deficient on omega-3s or calcium, you wouldn't just take a supplement for a few weeks and then, that automatically gets better. You have to take them for a really long time, right? And able to replenish what you've been missing. So that is the same about nutrition. You can't just eat great for a week or two and expect to be in, tip-top shape. It's such a journey for all of us and not an overnight or even a couple of months destination. I'm still learning. I'm still enrolled in nutrition courses. I'm constantly trying to stay up on what's going on out there. I think I mentioned that I'm certified with a National Academy of Sports and Nutrition as a weight loss coach and a nutrition coach. So I'm constantly trying to stay on top of things and thinking about your nutrition as a lifestyle and not just a temporary thing. And so that's kind of what I do in a nutshell. And as your body changes, your needs will change. And so in our metabolism reboot, we don't count macros or calories, but we do have guidelines, and together we figure out what you need and how and what your body needs. So please, stay away from the diet programs. They're just trying to sell you something. And if you're interested, let's work together and get to the root of our issues and start working them out from the inside out. So if you're on a restrictive diet right now, or you've been on one recently, make sure you are working with a trained nutritionalist or registered dietitian, someone that can help you get the nutrients that your body needs. And if you'd like some direction, respond to this video and we can get a call scheduled. I also offer one-on-one nutrition coaching as well as running the Metabolic Reset program. So, as I know this was a lot of information, guys, and you shouldn't take it lightly. So, as a thank you for watching this video, I'd love to send you a free guide. And it's the exact one that I use with my clients as a blueprint to get started on a healthy journey. And again, my approach to weight loss, to nutrition is different. It's about balancing your hormones first to give your metabolism a fresh start, so to speak. So anyways, just as a free gift for watching, feel free, just click on the link below and it will lead you to a page where you put in your email address and I will get that sent right out to you. Thanks for watching my video. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, just hit subscribe. And sure hope to see you in the next video. Have a blessed day, everyone.